Hello, it's Nikki. Let's talk about business models today. Now, this is a person, me, sorry, it sounds a really weird way of saying it. I grew up in the 80s and 90s, and I do believe that so much of my education is outdated now. When I was talking about numbers and business, we got to go and type things on the computer. I don't even know where these things went. It wasn't even like we were saving. It was just like practicing how to use the keyboard and enter and spacebar. And we did trigonometry and maths, which I haven't really used that much in my adult life. Anyway, I am often asked about business models because lots of people come to me wanting to create their own blend of life and business. And this is something that we look at in my strategy sessions, but also I have an online version of this, so you can do the Create Your Income Pie online course. But I've got a couple of questions to get you going in terms of your business model. Here they are. Grab a piece of paper and a pen. You may want to have them. So in terms of a business model, I want you, wherever you can, to keep it light. And I think sometimes when we think about business models, it's like we have to lock in stuff for the rest of our lives and the 5-year plan and the business plan. And I'm not saying don't have a plan and just make it up as you go along. But many of us are in a position with our service-based businesses that we can be flexible, we can be nimble within these times, and we certainly learnt that in 2020. How many people suddenly went, do you know what, I've always done in-person events, but now I'm going to take it online. That's what I mean, is that we can continue offering similar sorts of things, but the way in which we do that can be changed. So if you're just starting out, or if you're in a place where you're like, nothing is working, this is all very frustrating, and I want to break up with my business, I encourage you in this first instance to look at ways that you can keep it light. As in, right, in terms of the next step forward, what is the next obvious, simple step? The second thing is, what would feel good to you? Now, there will always be people on the internet who will say these kind of blanket statements where it will often be quite sort of clickbaity, as in digital courses are dead. Do this, your membership will create you 7 figures, or whatever people say. But the thing is, these things will only work for you if the business model works for you. So it has to be a two-way agreement. So if everybody is out there is saying memberships are the way to go, great, but you have to then be willing to grow a membership and do what it takes and show up regularly and deliver the content and be great as a community leader, etc. So we have to be really wary about taking advice from people who are categorically saying what they think about business and the trends and the hacks, and making sure that they work for you. That is really, really key. The third thing I want to talk about is about capacity. So there have been varying times in my business where I've had more capacity than others. And I can talk about a time capacity. I would say there have been moments where I've had lots of time in the beginning, in 2014, when I decided to go all in on doing work for myself. And I had no children at that time. I mean, it was only 2 months, but I didn't have any children. I didn't have any other commitments. I had my partner, but that was it. I could work all day long. I could see people at any time. I was literally just available 24/7. And then as I became pregnant and I had my children, and they didn't sleep and all of that. There were definitely moments and chapters of my life where I was like, I've literally only got half an hour to work in a day and I don't know what to do. And right, okay, I've got to work smart. And equally, in COVID times, there was a moment where some things just weren't possible. I wasn't able to do the things that had previously worked for me. So I had to look at the capacity within that. So really looking at your own energetics. If you are somebody who doesn't like big groups of people, or you don't want to be an events organizer, even though you know that your material is great, don't do it on that big scale. Another thing that I've sort of thought about is that when I think about the roles that I want to have, so I guess in my portfolio career, I have different roles, as in a speaker or an actor, a course creator, a coach, a writer, etc. But I don't want to add anything else into the mix, such as accountant or admin assistants or salesperson selling sponsorships or event planner or seamstress who's going to make the things for the back of the chairs. Like, I don't want to do any of those things. So I think we have to be really honest about what's going to be a great use of our time. Finally, when you're choosing your business model, please do bear in mind your client and your customer and really pay attention to how you can serve them in the best possible way. So if you know that you are a breastfeeding, lactation coach, and you work with mums who are in the first 3 months of motherhood, what a time, what a time. And your client base is based in London, however lovely it would be to say, let's go to Bali and have an immersive experience. Those people are probably, they might do. There are definitely people on the internet who do that with new babies, but most people I know wouldn't say, do you know what? I would rather not just go half a mile up the road. I'd rather go to Bali on a 12-hour flight with my newborn baby to have this experience. And I think sometimes I have been deterred from investing and working with certain people because ultimately the way that it is being delivered, it's just not going to work for me and my circumstances. So this is about really designing something that your client goes, oh my goodness, that would be great. And that's at a price point that I can afford. And yes, it really works doing it in this way. And the format is going to be excellent for me. You want them to have that kind of experience. If you want more information on this, the best place to go is the money section of my website. I'll leave the links down below. You can do the online course or a strategy session. So let's work on your business model. Lots of love.